Sure. Yeah. So I've worked with Dr. Ng for the past 2 years using this comparison of AMD treatment trials data in which patients received anti-VEGF injections. Patients with AMD received anti-VEGF injections and showed improvement in their visual acuity. In this particular project, we were looking at whether we could use their baseline characteristics, including the data pulled from their OCT imaging, their fundus images, their demographics, as well as their baseline visual acuity, to see if we could use these 4 machine learning models to predict whether they're developed geographic atrophy or scar over the course of the 2 years. And we found that, well, first we split the data into 80% for training the machine learning models and we reserved 20% at the end just for testing. And we saw that there's pretty similar across the models in terms of predictive performance, where they had AUCs ranging from about 0.65 to 0.8 in terms of how well they could predict a geographic atrophy or scar. Generally, it was easier for the models to predict scar, and I think that was because just in terms of the data, 45% of the patients developed scar, whereas only 18% of the patients developed geographic atrophy. But the models are all relatively similar. The SVM model did the best in terms of predicting geographic atrophy, and the MLP model, which is a neural network, more complicated, takes longer to train, did the best in predicting scar. But using just the baseline data, I think I was pretty happy with the performance of 0.65 to 0.8 in terms of AUC. In our past projects that we've done, we've tried to predict visual acuity and anti-VEGF injections needed, number of injections needed in the PRN arms, and those performances didn't start to get much better until we used the initial 12-week loading phase data. But here, even at baseline, we were able to achieve pretty decent performance. We looked at SVM and MLP a little bit more carefully because they were the top 2 models in GA and SCAR respectively. And we were trying to figure out the most important features. And the way we did that was we shuffled each feature individually to kind of knock it out and see how much the AUC got worse in the prediction. And not surprisingly, we found that the OCT characteristics such as the lesion area or just some thickness, sub-RP thickness, for example, were among the most important features, which is consistent with some past analysis that Dr. Ng had done using traditional statistical models. So overall, we think that if we don't have all this data like we do in CAT, and we need to restrict the data, those are the type of data that would be the most informative in terms of making the prediction.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and how long did it take you to work on this poster?
So this project in particular didn't take as long because we'd already built the groundwork in our past 2 projects for anti-VEGF and visual acuity. So this was more a matter of just rerunning the models on the same data set, but this is something that we've kind of working towards over the last 2 years. It's like a combination of projects.